Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your East Oakland advocate. Well, the other day I was watching TV and I saw a commercial about a business that I had a bad experience with a number of years ago. This was back in '96. So that experience that I had with this one business uh, has scarred me for pretty much my entire life. And I would never go back to this particular business. And I want to talk about bad businesses today because there are so many of them. And they wonder why they're struggling. And in the case of the business owner where I was royally screwed by this business owner. And the business was named Amco, which still exists today. I had a transmission problem on my SUV back then, back in '96. I was driving an '85 S10 Blazer four-wheel drive. The transmission had some problems, so I took it into Amco and had the transmission rebuilt. But then, and it wasn't cheap. The owner charged me nearly $3,000 because it was a four-wheel drive. The transmission needed a complete overhaul. I also had an issue with the transfer case, and when I dropped the vehicle off for service, I let the owner know, who was writing up the work order, be sure, be sure to replace the seals in the transfer case because there's leakage. I told him that. I said, you need to write that down on the work order. He said, oh, no, no, my people catch that. We rebuilt that, put new seals in anyway. It's a four-wheel drive. So that reassured me that at that time that it would be done correctly. So a week later, I pick up my vehicle and and I'm driving home from work on a Saturday, and uh, at nearly 40 miles an hour, the transmission seized. I mean, seized up. My two rear wheels locked up. I came to a screeching halt at 40 miles an hour. I mean, the engine shut off, transmission locked up, and there was no going anywhere. And so, anyway, got the thing towed back to that Amco service place. That was here in Oakland. It was downtown Oakland, Amco, and uh, when we got it, when it got back there, and the owner called me back and said that the transmission seized up because all the transfer case fluid had leaked into the transmission and overfilled the transmission with the wrong fluid, and then also uh, all the transfer case was pretty much destroyed in that mishap. And so what the owner did, rather than fix it under the warranty, which he should have done, because he that business neglected to do their job correctly, and they charged me plenty of money, gave me a 1 year warranty because it was a rebuild, and then they didn't honor that warranty. Well, here's the sad part. Not only did I have to pay another $800, which was his cost, it was his claim for another transmission and transfer case, a rebuilt, and they put it in. I was highly unsatisfied and very upset about it because I had already spent nearly $3,000 already, and now, and it didn't last a week. I barely had it 3 days, and then it seized up. And so once I got that back, I told him, I said, I'm never going to be doing business with you ever again. And I'm also going to be telling my friends. And he just more or less like that to me. And and he pretty much called me a bad customer. Well, I wasn't the bad customer. He was the bad business person. And we have a lot of bad businesses, but that was one of the businesses that really stuck out in my mind and continues to stick in my mind to this day. Even though I don't drive, the commercials that I see on TV annoy the crap out of me with this business, because I think about that particular Amco owner. He screwed a lot of people here in Oakland, and it was 24 hours later, after I had left there, complained with that owner, another person came in there with his car or he was picking up his car, and I don't know what exactly transpired, but also he was really upset because something very similar obviously happened to his transmission, and he was told he was going to have to pay for it. And so what that car owner did, he ended up shooting and killing the owner on the spot. He just pulled out a gun, shot him dead. So no more Amco. That Amco closed up back in 1997, and no other Amco has opened up in that location. And I don't see Amcos here in Oakland because, number one, they're a terrible organization. My experience with Amco is nothing but negative. I don't recommend them to anybody. I'll tell them. In fact, I had another transmission rebuilt, and I went to another transmission shop, which was a friend, Larry's Transmission back then, and he rebuilt my 66 Mustang transmission, and he actually did a really good job and actually put more into it than I expected. And so I got a good deal on that transmission rebuild, and I had it for a number of years. I drove it daily. It was a daily driver for me. And I mean, beautiful car. It was classic, built right here, 1966 Ford Mustang, A body, not the K car, but it was one step down from that K car. Had the 289 4-barrel hypo engine, 3-speed automatic transmission. I mean, a great car, built right here back when there was a San Jose factory. So the car was always a Bay Area car. But back to bad businesses, we see all sorts of businesses that have terrible owners and ownership and treat the customer like they're doing them a favor. So let me know if you've had a really bad experience with an Oakland business, and let's blast them here. Let's start blasting some of these businesses to get them off and stop screwing Oakland residents. And it continues. There are bad businesses out there in Oakland. I just haven't been to a lot of them, but maybe you have. And if you have, and you want to talk about it and you want to blast them, do it right here. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.